Hey Tanner, what's going on? What is all this stuff on the table here?
This is everything, mostly everything that I keep in my Jeep when going wheeling to make sure that everyone has a good day most of the time.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Because you're looking out for others on the trail too.
Yes, I try to. We're going to start with what tools I keep in my Jeep. I have this Atlas 46 recovery or tool bag, tool wrap. They're a company out of Illinois. They're a veteran company. And so what I keep in here is...
I like this bag. It's like neat and organized.
Oh yeah, and when you pull, I think it's this string, one of the strings, it kind of wraps itself all up.
How cool is that?
And it's covered in dust.
Yeah, of course.
So what I keep in this top pocket is a little bit of tape. That one's pretty done, but some other types of tape. And then flex joint tools. I've never had to use these on the trail, but it's just the place that I keep all three of the flex joint tools. And then there's only one zip tie in here right now because I've been giving zip ties away, but typically there's a bunch of zip ties in there.
You're gonna have to replenish.
Oh yeah. Second zipper has miscellaneous pliers. There's just a whole bunch of miscellaneous.
Have you used every single one of these tools at one time?
Not for like trail repairs, but yeah. So these vice grips are great if you blow a brake line or something. You can just clamp it off, and you can, typically I wouldn't continue to go wheeling. I would work my way out of the trail wherever you are, avoiding the harder stuff, just trying to get through. So I keep a couple of sets of vice grips in here, miscellaneous pry bars. Then you can get this at Lowe's. So this is a crescent wrench, and then you can flip the end of it and it becomes a pipe wrench. So you can essentially tighten your tie rod, your drag link,
no way,
and stuff like that. So this one's pretty handy. I've used this one on the trail before.
That's
and
a
then
cool little trick.
It's also, well, anything is a hammer. So this can also be used as a hammer.
Right.
So I don't actually keep a hammer in my Jeep because this is good enough. These are from Nipex, but I'm gonna get the Harbor Freight ones because I don't like keeping my nice tools in my Jeep, because you never know if you need to cut a tool apart to weld a piece of the tool to fix something. But these are adjustable, and so I use these like if someone has a loose jam nut as well. These are a nice tool to have. So pocket number 3, some lube. I have just a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, miscellaneous spacers and stuff, open and box end wrenches for the size of all the bolts on my Jeep.
And everybody's Jeep is going to be different.
No, not exactly. So TJ's if running our suspension and other suspensions, you're going to have 12 millimeter bolts, you're going to have 9/16 bolts, you're going to have 10 millimeter bolts for all the control arms and stuff like that. So that's why I have a 13/16 for the bolt head for a 9/16 bolt. 7/8 is for the nut, so you can tighten all those. Then for a 12 millimeter, you're gonna have a 19. And then I have, like, we use an Allen head, so I have miscellaneous sockets and stuff in here. Then I also have 1/2-inch and then miscellaneous other ones in here that you could essentially use to weld to fix something. So they're not in it, they're cheap tools, so I can essentially, if I destroy them, I don't feel bad. Let's say you have a bolt that keeps coming loose on the trail and you can't get it to tighten, you can weld that. Or if you have, let's say a hole wallered out, so what you can do is you can take the wrench, you can weld it to the nut head or the bolt head, and then you can weld that wrench to where that hole wallered out, and so it gives it a little more strength. I've seen where it's wrenches where we use to fix tie rods that have snapped. Pretty much anything. I mean, it's a flat piece of steel, so anything that you can use a flat piece of steel for, it'll fix.
But you have to have a welder on that.
You have to have a welder, yes. Yep, and I would recommend a Carnage welder. So this last time in Moab, we had a guy had a ready welder, and there's another welder. I can't remember exactly what it is. It was from California, and the ready welder did not work very well in my opinion. Plus you had to pull batteries from vehicles. So the ready welder is a spool type gun. The other welder had like a box it was in, but you had to still pull batteries from vehicles. I like the carnage welder because it's all encased in one. So your battery's in there, your spool's in there. It's a MIG gun, so it's like hot melt glue for metal or steel. So that's why I like that one. You can take that case, walk wherever. You don't have to pull batteries out of vehicles, stuff like that. And if you do run out of weld, like run out of battery in the case, you can plug it into the vehicle. My next pocket is another pry bar, then clips for U-joints, a 3/8 ratchet, and then miscellaneous sockets. So, and then like here's the Allen key. It's a 10mm Allen key. That's for the bolts on our long arm and stuff. I have swivels in here, and so a random bolt.
You never know when you need a random bolt, right?
Yep.
And it's grade 8.
This is all these are like sockets I had laying around or came from a kit that I just threw in the bag. And so those are like if I need a specialty socket or something like that, I have those. Then this one is random bolts. So you never know when you need bolts. So I keep miscellaneous. I keep like, these are large washers because you can weld these too. Let's say you blow out the side of a lower control arm mount, especially on the factory ones. You can weld this in there, and then essentially you have the option of putting a bolt back through here. I also have this Craftsman kit that I've had since I was 12.
Oh.
And to be honest, everything is pretty much there. So I'm missing the 5/32 socket, but both 10mm are there. I keep a specific little bag that's on my fridge freezer, and so it has a bunch of sockets in it. Like this is a lock for like lug nuts, and most of these are universal, so I have one of those. I keep 13/16 because so TJs, XJs, JKs, if they're factory axles, use a 1/2 inch stud. Some 60s use a 5/8 stud, and so essentially I keep some different sockets in for that. I have a 22mm in here for like the Gladiators and the JLs because they have a 14mm stud. I always try to have a 1/2 inch impact. I have a jumper box in my that I keep. So this one's a Norco one.
Those are really cool and handy.
Yes, I like this one.
These are your trail tools.
Yes.